Hi, scholars. It's Miss Ose here, the math interventionist. I'm really excited to be starting this online learning journey with you all. We're all learning lots of new ways of living in the world when we are staying at home most of the time and trying to keep everybody safe and healthy. So this comes with it. We are learning how to stay engaged, grow our brains, understand more about the world and everything around us by learning online, by learning just on a computer or a tablet or a phone. So we're going to take our learning a little bit at a time. I'm going to try to guide you through all of the expectations that I have for your math learning. But I also want you to remember that this is a chance to try to push ourselves to engage in the world in new and exciting ways, even when we have to stay inside. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit difficult sometimes when you don't understand. This is my dog, Bowie. Say hi, Bowie. He's trying to interrupt the video. It's going to be difficult when you don't exactly understand how new things work, but we're all going to work together. Remember that we are here to help you. We're here to push you. We're here to help you discover what kind of adults you're going to become one day. So please let me know if you have any questions. And right now we're going to start our instructional video that's going to guide you through your learning path for week 1 math. All right, everyone. So you should have been able to find your learning path under 5th grade math in your Google Classroom. If you cannot find it, that's okay, but you need to let me know right away. You need to email me or call me and make sure that I understand that you cannot find the learning path or that you don't understand how to work your Google Classroom. Okay, so we're going to take a look. I'm going to guide you through the learning path. This video is meant to be for people who might not have access to their Google Classroom yet, or might not have access to a smart tablet or computer that will let you easily navigate Google Slides. So this is all happening on Google Slides. If you have a computer or a tablet, it should be fairly easy for you to complete all of this work. Some of it might be more difficult if you just have a phone. So if you just have a phone and you're learning just with a phone, or you're having trouble figuring out some of the technology, this video is for you. So I want you to pay attention to this video. We're going to do all of our learning for the week through this video. I want you to also make sure that you have a pencil and a piece of paper ready for you to write down your work on, ready for you to take notes on, ready for you to do all of your learning through, so that you can take a picture of it and send it to me at the end of this video. Okay, so this is what your learning path looks like for this week. It is week 1, April 14th to 17th. This is assigned for Tuesday to Friday. So all of this work is for you to do up until the end of the day, Friday. That is when it's due. This is me. This is my Bitmoji. If you want to add your Bitmoji to these slides, feel free. And we're going to click on week 1. Okay, so week 1 has our list of math tasks. These are the same as your math tasks that are listed on our digital learning checklist for all of 5th grade, but this is just the math ones. Okay, so remember that this week we are trying to learn about area and perimeter, but I also want you to understand how to do all of this online learning. So I'm not really as focused on you getting everything to do with area and perimeter as I am for you to be understanding how our online learning works, how our Google Classroom works, and how you can fit this learning into your day. Okay, so part of our standards and objectives for the week is that I want you to actually complete your online learning path and math tasks for the week and ask me for help if you need it. Okay, another objective for the week reads that I can apply my knowledge of repeated addition and multiplication to the concepts of area and perimeter. That was a part of my math video last week. If you didn't watch that video, please go to YouTube to the GLA page and watch it. Okay, that's going to go over some of the take-home learning packet that you got at the end of school. and it gives you a little bit more of an overview of area and perimeter. This week, we're just kind of learning how to navigate it with our learning path. Okay, so on Tuesday, I want you to watch this video. That's what you're already doing. You're going to complete the slides following day 1 on this week. We're about to do that. And then you're going to complete one iReady lesson and one quiz. Okay, you don't have to screenshot and paste the slide at the end if you are one of those scholars who's just watching on your phone and you have your paper and pencil ready and you're not able to do all of these Google slide manipulations. But if you are, then make sure you complete that and you screenshot and paste it to the end of the slide. All right, so day 1, we're going to go through day by day. And each day will have different activities for you to complete. This is the same thing that's going to happen each week. Okay, so let's review what we know about area and perimeter. We're going to use this video, but I also want you to have your paper and pencil ready to take notes. I'm going to model how you can actually take notes inside the text box if you're able to. I can type here. So I'm going to go back and take notes as I learn and as I hear information that I definitely want to remember. Okay, I want you to try to do the same thing as you watch this video.
It's the year 2060 and you're colonizing Mars. You're about to buy a plot of land, but you have a dog and you want to make sure he has enough space to run around. You also want to build a fence so he can't escape. So first you want to know how big the backyard is, and then you want to know how far it is around. To figure this out, you have to find
the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great with the area.
Whoop. Sorry.
And then you'll be great with the area.
Oh, it won't let me take notes while we watch it. So make sure you're taking notes and I'll take notes at the end.
Side for a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great. Yeah, here I am on Mars, trying to find out the size of my backyard. Well, it's a rectangle, right? So what if we cut it into squares of the same size that are 1 unit long by 1 unit wide? These are called square units. Add them all up, surprise! You got 72 square units, or feet, cause that's the unit we're using. Well, who has time to count squares? Length times width is the quickest way to get there. Yeah, that's how you find the area. A nice little formula that'll take care of you. And I need to hurry cause my dog is starving. Let's find the area so I can feed Marvin. My yard is 9 feet long by 8 feet wide. I get the area when I multiply each side. 9 times 8 is 72. But here's another way for you to think it through. Basically, you take the rows and figure how many square units fit inside of those. Yo, my backyard is wide, 8 feet. So that's 8 rows with 9 square units in each. So multiply the 8 rows by the 9 square units, you get 72. Yup, you knew it. The area, that's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great with the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great. Now I've got my area for my yard on Mars, and there's plenty of room for Marvin to live large. But now I need a fence, cause I heard the animals on Mars could be intense. So I'll need a perimeter, the distance around my whole yard. How do you get it? Yeah, just add up the length of the sides. 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9's a perimeter of 34 feet. And oh yeah, that's regular units and not units squared. So let's take a look from another angle. To get the perimeter of a square or rectangle, you add 2 widths plus 2 lengths. Here's a formula, don't forget to say thanks. 2 times length plus 2 times width to get a square or rectangle's perimeter quick. So let's try it with my Martian backyard. Come on, get ready, y'all. It's not that hard. 2 times the length of 9 is 18, and 2 times the width of 8 is 16, and 16 plus 18 is 34. Now, if I can stop Marvin from making a dirty floor, come on, Marvin. Seriously.
Okay, so you should have taken notes during the video. I'm going to write down some notes here. So I know that area is the space inside. I like how they said that. It's going to help me remember it. And I remember that the formula for area means that I take the length times the width, and that will give me the area. Perimeter is the length all around. Formula for perimeter is just taking the length plus the width plus the other length plus the other width. That will give me perimeter. Okay. Make sure that you are understanding what the video is really talking about. That's important. If you forget what area is, if you forget what perimeter is, go back, rewatch the video because it's really helping you understand exactly what area is and what perimeter is. Okay, so let's move on. This is going to be your work for today. The directions say to write the area and perimeter of each rectangle. Now, if you're able to follow along in Google Slides, then there's a little video right here, and it's me kind of explaining how to do all of this and how to do work virtually. But since you're just using a paper and a pencil, we're just going to look at each shape. I want you to solve for the area and the perimeter. You're going to write the answer down and then move on to the next shape. Okay? If you forget what to do, please go back to your notes and remember, area is the space inside. It's how many square units are on the inside of this whole shape. Perimeter is the length all around. It's the measurement of this side plus this side plus this side plus this side. I already know that I can draw on my piece of paper a rectangle that has 3 centimeters as the width and 3 centimeters as the width on this side. They're the same length or the same width on both sides because it's a rectangle. This has to be the same. I know that the length is 4 centimeters on this side, but also 4 centimeters on this side. It has to be the same. So that will pretty easily give you perimeter. I'm going to give you a minute to try to solve. Make sure that you are doing your best to work through it. And then I'm going to put the answer for this first one. I'm not going to show you the answer for all the rest of these. I'm going to have you pause the video and work it out for yourself. But right now, let's just work through this one together. Okay, so you should have taken 3 centimeters. I'm finding the perimeter first, sorry. 3 centimeters plus 4 centimeters plus 3 centimeters on this side plus 4 centimeters on this side would give you a perimeter of 14 centimeters. If you did not get 14 centimeters, I want you to draw the rectangle down on your paper. Make sure you labeled all the sides correctly and add them all up. Maybe you made a mistake with your arithmetic in adding all the sides. Next, I want you to solve for the area. Remember, the area means that you're doing the length times the width, which means that we're just doing 3 times 4 or 4 times 3. Either way will work. Okay, I'm going to write that the answer is 12 centimeters squared. You should have gotten 12 centimeters because we did 3 times 4, and 3 times 4 is 12. Okay? Please pause this video. You're going to do this rectangle, and this rectangle, and solve for the area and perimeter. Once you're done, please take a picture of your work and send it to me. Okay? You should be pausing this video after you're done anyway, because right now we're going to move on to day 2. All right? So you should be pausing this video. You don't have to do all this work in one day. This work is meant for you to do over the whole week. So I want you to pause the video, open this video back up again tomorrow, and then I can show you what you can do at home to practice area and perimeter. All right, so now we're ready for day 2. Now, I really want you to try to open up this learning path on whatever device you're watching this video on and see if this game will work on your device. If you just have a phone and it's somehow not working or you can't pull up the Google Slides, it's okay. I'll just show you on my screen and we can kind of think through it together. We're going to do this perimeter robot game. There's another game that you can click on that you can do if you'd like. Oh, get down. He's such a nuisance. But let's play the perimeter robot game together. And if you can play it by yourself, go play it by yourself. You're not meant just to watch me do it. But if you need to, let's do it together. So we're going to click on all these different robot parts and we're going to find the perimeter. We're going to make a shape that has this perimeter, 10 centimeters. We're going to check it. Oops, I didn't even put the answer. We're going to check it and it's going to tell me incorrect or correct, and then it will let me start to build my robot. Okay, so I need to make a shape that has a perimeter of 10 centimeters. Remember, perimeter is the measure around the shape. So 1 for this side, 2 for this side, 3, 4, or like 1 unit on this side, 1 unit on this side, 1 unit on this side, 1 unit on this side. I just counted it up as I went. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not 10 centimeters. I know I need to make this bigger, so I'm going to try this. What about 3 on the length? 3 on this length again. That's going to be 6, and 1 for here. So I'm going to count up to 7 and 8. Not quite there. What about 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 1 plus 1? Oh, that'll give us 10. Let's check. We got it correct. Okay, so now I get to choose a right leg for our robot. This weird and like bug one looks cool. And we're going to keep going. All right, what is the perimeter of this shape? We're going to use the ruler to measure the perimeter of the shape. So we can drag the ruler. And I know that by lining it up on the bottom right here, by lining it up on the length, it says 5. So I'm going to remember there's 5 down here. That means there will be 5 up here. Okay, I can actually rotate the ruler and measure this width at 25. So this side is 25. This side is also 25. That means I'm doing 25 plus 25. I know in my head really fast that counting quarters, 25 plus 25 is 50. So I've got 50 for this side and this side, but remember we've still got this one with 5 and 5. So 50 plus 5 plus 5. You should have said 60. Let's check. Correct. Let's get another weird leg. Got that one. Okay, right arm. What is the perimeter of this shape? Okay, so we haven't done triangles yet, but the answers or the perimeter is still the same concept. So it's the measure around the outside of this triangle. This bottom side of the triangle is 15. I'm not sure that I can move this ruler and twist it to measure the other sides, but I can tell just from looking at it that the other sides look pretty much the same length as this bottom. So I'm going to take 15 and add up another 15 for this side and add up another 15 for this side. That's 3 times 15. What is 3 times 15? You should have gotten 45. Let's do that arm. Okay. Drag the handle so that it has a perimeter of 26 centimeters. Okay, that's pretty big. So let's start with just giving us like 5 on this length right here, 5 on this length at the bottom, and I'm going to make it even bigger so that it's got 4 on this side. Let's try this. 4 plus 5 is 9. Plus 4, 13, plus 5, 18, not 26. Okay, let's make it 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. I know right away that 5 times 4 is 20, so that's not big enough either. Let's drag it even more. I'm going to go all the way up. What if we did 7 on this side, 7. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 5 plus 5. It's going to be 24, not 26. If I drag it a little bit bigger, let's see, that was 6 on this side, 7. So 6 plus 6 is 12. 7 plus 7 is 14. 12 plus 14 is going to give me 26. Yep. All right, let's choose this arm. All right, let's build a head. What is the perimeter of this shape? Okay, so you remember from our garden activity from that video that sometimes shapes are irregular, but we're still going to measure the distance around it. All right, so I have this side at 10, but then that definitely looks shorter. So let's rotate it. Yeah, it's measuring at 5. This is measuring at 5 too. Okay, so I'm just going to like start to count. And I know that if it's kind of this longer side, like here and here, it's going to be at 10. And all of these shorter sides look like they're at 5. Okay, so we're going to have to do some skip counting. 10, my little mouse is moving over the side that I'm at. 10 plus 5 is 15, plus 5 is 20, plus 5 is 25, plus 5 is 30, plus 5 is 35, plus 10 is 45, plus 5, 50, plus 5, 55, plus 5, 60, plus 5, 65, plus 5, 70. Let's write 70 and see if we're right. You notice that I just had to do a lot of math in my head. I want you to have a paper and a pencil and be working this out on a piece of paper and pencil, okay? We got it correct. Let's do this face. And finally, a body. Okay, we need it to have a perimeter of 16. I feel like doing 5 on the bottom, 5 on top. I know that'll get me to 10. 3 on this side, 3 on that side. That will get me to 6. Plus 10 is 16. Yes. Ooh, cool bodies. Let's go with that one. And we have a robot. Here's your robot. You can change it by clicking all the parts. So cool. What should we name our robot? No, we're not going to parent a robot picture, but I had fun doing that game. I hope you guys followed along and practiced your area and perimeter as we made that robot. All right, so we're done with day 2. That was your activity for day 2. If you are following along with this video, then pause the video here. Tomorrow is day 3, and you can open up this video as we go on to day 3. Okay, so day 3. All right, scholars, today we're going to practice area and perimeter again, but we're going to practice with these task cards. So I want you to get a piece of paper and a pencil out and get ready to follow along. You're going to look at each task card and figure out what the answer is, find the area for this one. Some of them will be perimeter. And then I'm going to kind of pull this little guy away and the answer will be down here. If you're following along in Google Slides, then there's directions in this video here. But if you are just following along with this video and a piece of paper and a pencil, then just read along with me. Find the area, label your answer. You can go ahead and draw this shape on a paper if you want to, or you can just kind of count and take notes as you go. Okay? So I'm going to tell you to pause, solve for the answer, and then press play. And when you press play, I'll be moving this little dot, okay? So ready? The answer is 7 kilometers squared. Next card. Find the perimeter. Label your answer, 15 feet on just this little side. So pause the video, and when you're ready, press play. Okay, the answer was 180 feet. Next card. Find the area. Label your answer. Each square unit is 1 inch squared. Please pay attention to the units and try to label the units correctly. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to see the answer. Okay, the answer is 9 inches squared. It's important that you remember to put the squared part for the area. I can't really write the little 2 on my computer right now. I was trying to figure out a fast way to do it, but with your paper and pencil, you can put the little 2 next to inches. This card says find the perimeter. Label your answer. It's a little bit tricky, so pay attention to all of these sides. You're going to have to use what you understand about the shape to figure out what that side's length is, that side's length is, that side. Use your piece of paper, try to figure it out. Pause the video right now, and then press play when you're ready to see the answer. Okay, the answer is 18 meters. The perimeter was 18 meters. All right, scholars. So this was your work for today, but I want you to self-assess. Which task card was the most difficult to complete? Take a screenshot and then insert the picture below. You might not be able to do that, but I do want you to use the piece of paper that you did your work on, take a picture of that, and email that to me. You can circle or just kind of write a note about which one was the most difficult and explain why was it the most difficult, what about it was so tricky. And if you have any questions, you write down those questions. You make sure that I understand what you're trying to figure out about area and perimeter. All right, we are done with day 3. If you are following along for day 4, then pause the video, come back tomorrow, and we'll get to work on day 4. All right, welcome to day 4. This is our last assignment, last math task for the week. You all have been working really hard to follow along and practice your area and perimeter knowledge. If you need to practice before we start our area and perimeter quiz, then I want you to go earlier along in this video and follow along, practice some more of your area and perimeter skills, okay? So if you are ready, we're going to start the quiz. If you can, then press the link right here to actually take the real quiz and follow along. If you cannot do that and you're just using a paper and pencil and listening to this video, then just go ahead and watch the screen. And here is our quiz, okay? So I want you to write down your answers on a sheet of paper. And really, you might have to zoom in. I'm just going to zoom in on this video for you if I can. There we go. And I want you to pause on this screen so that you can just do your work, figure out the answer, and write down number 2. I think my answer is D, or whatever you found as the answer. Okay, so pause on this screen, do your work, write down the answers. I'm going to scroll down in a minute so you can pause on the next screen. All right, so for number 5, there are only 5 questions on this quiz. So pause it right here, work through the answer, write it down on your sheet of paper. Okay. I want you to take a picture of your sheet of paper and email it or text it, send it to me so that I can see how you are doing on your area and perimeter knowledge. Okay. If you are following along on Google Slides, then that is the end of your week. That is the end of your learning path. I am really proud of you all for following along, for sticking with it, for growing your brain, and for doing your best to learn under very different circumstances. I had my dog bothering me the whole time, and you all might have had a dog bothering you, or a cat bothering you, or a sister bothering you. I don't know. But we are all working together, and I'm really proud of everyone who has stuck with this video and completed their math learning for the week. Remember, we were learning all about area and perimeter this week. Next week, it's going to be a different topic, a different standard objective, and you are going to get a new learning path. All right? I want you to make sure that you are staying in contact with me. Call me, email me, let me know how everything is going. My office hours are on Thursdays from 1 to 3 p.m. So you're going to find the link to meet up with us online. And that way you can talk to us from Thursday in between 1 and 3 p.m. That's when I'm going to be on. And we are all done. The last thing that I have for you scholars is that I'm trying to create a group learning path in Google Classroom that is exactly what you need to learn. So there's a math group section in Google Classroom. I want you to try to go there, find your group learning path, and it's going to be super, super short this week. It's just basically like a couple slides for you to complete. And then we're going to try to keep moving along with our math learning in a way that is covering all of the fifth grade material that you need, plus any additional skills that you specifically need practice on, okay? So I did a lot of assessing all of you back when we were in school, and I have a lot of ideas about what each group needs. This is kind of the same thing as our small group time in the classroom. I'm trying to get your group learning paths targeted for your exact needs. So please make sure you complete that this week as well. It was on your task list for Tuesday. And again, let me know if you have any questions, concerns. I miss you all. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're happy. And we'll talk soon. Bye.